Hi guys, so I'm in the kitchen. I'm going to be making chicken vaca frita or shredded chicken today. It's a very easy dish. Everyone loves it. The kids love it. Adults love it. It takes very little prep time. The ingredients depend all on you. You can use the same things I use. You can use more. You can use less. I'm going to take you guys in a step-by-step video to show you guys how I do it and how I serve it. If you like the video, thumbs up. Comment below, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys soon. Chicken is the frosting. I have 4 chicken breasts. And the last one. And I placed them in the pan to boil. I have 4 chicken breasts. And I have the temperature at high. So I'm gonna let them boil until you see that they become white. Once you start turning them, you're gonna notice that they're gonna get that white color. Make sure that the whole entire chicken has that color. We know that if you don't want to eat raw chicken, and even though you are going to recook the chicken in the pan later, I wouldn't really want to take that risk. So I'm just gonna let them boil for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll show you guys what we're gonna do next. Now over here I have my cutting board laid out. I actually put this under just because I did wash it, and even though I did dry it, it can tend to move around, and that's one thing that you don't want. Your chicken's gonna be everywhere, so I always put something under the cutting board just so that when I'm working on it, it doesn't move and it stays stable right where I want it to be. So what I'm doing next is gonna be one of the simplest but hardest parts. I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 forks, and I'm gonna take each chicken breast out one by one. Taking the chicken out, you wanna make sure that you have a bowl or something that you can put the chicken in after you shred it. 2 forks, because it's gonna make your life a lot easier once you start shredding that chicken, and a pair of tongs. Mine can be smaller, and a pair of tongs. They could be bigger, but I actually can't find my bigger ones. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the chicken out and we're gonna start shredding as much as you can, so that you don't have any big chunks. Now you don't want to destroy the chicken, so just shred it. The pieces should be about like this. If you don't want to shred it too much, or if you want to make sure that you don't overdo it, you can always just shred a little bit, and as you're frying it after, you can just kind of shred it to your liking. It's obviously better to underdo it than overdo it, because once we overdo it, you know, we can't really fix it. So you're going to take each chicken breast and you're going to shred it. It's going to look like this once the chicken breast is done. And then to make it easier, I'm going to pick up the tongs, and I'm just going to pick up the chicken that I shredded, and I'm going to put it into my bowl. And then I'm going to repeat it with every chicken breast that I have. There's no fat, there's no veins. I love, like absolutely love this chicken. They're each individually packaged, so you don't have to buy it and just kind of like take them all apart and put them in each individual Ziploc bags. If you want to make 4, you can take 4 out. If you want to make 1, you can make 1. Now I'm done with the last chicken breast. I'm going to go ahead and take my tongs, and I'm going to put it all in the bowl. All right, so I shredded all of my chicken. It's still hot. I have it in the bowl. All right, so my chicken is shredded. There's nothing on the stove. I have all the chicken in the bowl, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting in all the seasoning that I use. Now the season can vary. It all depends on your taste. I personally like to cook with a lot of garlic. However, my boyfriend hates garlic, so sometimes I try to sneak it in. In this case, if you put minced garlic, you're going to be able to tell just because of the little pieces. So you can do it however you like. First thing I'm gonna use is complete seasoning. I'm just gonna throw a little bit. I'm just gonna put it on the top, and then once I add all my ingredients, I'm gonna go ahead and stir it up. Onion powder. It's not much left of that. My ultimate favorite, garlic powder. I'm gonna add a generous amount of garlic. I'm gonna add some mojo. Now this can be optional. You don't have to add mojo. I just like it because it gives it that tangy taste. Especially if you don't have lemons, you know, you can use the mojo. I will be using lemons as well. I'm gonna be adding about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Now, like I said, with the garlic, you can go light, you can go heavy, you cannot, you know, go at all. Since I did put a generous amount of garlic powder, this is the amount I'm going to use. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the middle. Now, I have 2 lemons out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one, and I'm going to use one before I cook. And then I'll use the other one while it's cooking. So I'm going to squeeze that lemon in. Make sure it gets every last bit of juice that it has. I'm going to squeeze the other half in. Alright, so now that I have all my seasonings in the bowl, I'm going to go ahead and take my tongs and I'm going to slowly try to turn the bowl to make sure that I'm getting the seasoning all the way to the bottom. I'm getting it to the chicken pieces that are on the side to make sure everything is distributed evenly. I did add that mojo, so once you add it, it kind of does sink to the bottom. You want to make sure that there's none on the bottom, that all of the chicken is seasoned equally and evenly. You don't want any pieces left without anything. And you can kind of see, if you look, you can see that everything is seasoned. You know, there is the minced garlics all throughout the different pieces of chicken. You can tell that it's moist in all sections when you stir it, so that you know that the lemon and mojo did get to all parts of it. Now, usually what I would do is I would throw it right onto the frying pan, but because it is a little bit early for dinner, which is a good thing, I usually will let it marinate in the fridge. It's going to give it a lot more flavor. It's going to taste a lot better. For the most part, I usually, maybe like 2 out of 10 times, I'm able to put it in the fridge. The majority of the time, I just go ahead and throw it right onto the pan. But if you have some time, and you can spare some time, or if you want to marinate it maybe in the morning or the night before, you can go ahead and marinate it. And I'm going to take a piece of aluminum paper foil. I'm just going to cover it. And it's ready to be placed in the fridge until I'm ready to fry it for dinner. So I have some chicken in the pan. I'm going to go ahead and put what's left. So I took all the chicken that was in the pot and put it into the pan. And now you guys can hear the olive oil starting to Get a little loud. I'm just gonna spread the chicken out evenly on the pan. Now, it might be a little bit difficult to use the tongs. I like it because I can kind of like pick the chicken up and turn it. Obviously, you know, everyone has different techniques that they use. So I'm gonna spread the chicken out. If there's big pieces like this piece, you can kind of like smush it and shred the chicken a little bit more. I'm gonna maybe give the side that the chicken is on maybe 2 to 3 minutes for it to get brown, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start turning the chicken once I see that side is becoming brown. Let the chicken cook, and I'm gonna start turning it over or stirring it once I see that the bottom side is brown. I still have my temperature on high so it can start cooking. I'm gonna wait a little bit more. I'm gonna maybe shred if there's some thick pieces. I personally don't like these thick pieces. I like to make sure that it's all shredded like this. I mean, depending on the kind of meal that you're making, you might want it chunkier, you might want it really shredded. It all depends on how you plan on eating it. Chicken on at the 6 or 7 temperature for about maybe 3-4 minutes. I'm giving it a chance to get nice and toasty. Maybe you might want to turn up the temperature so that it cooks a little faster. The temperature gets a little hotter. Now, some pieces you can tell that they are getting brown. Like this little piece right here. It's gonna take a while, and obviously you don't want to rush it just because the flavors are just all coming together. It's cooking nice, it's cooking evenly. If you want more of a toasty, burnt chicken, you can obviously cook it more. Some people I know like to eat it like this. They don't like it too toasty. It just depends on your liking. I personally like it on the little burnt and toasty side. My boyfriend as well. So that is how I'll be making it. But at this point, if you didn't want it toastier, you can go ahead and just take it out like this. If you want to add extra lemon, you can. I'm going to go ahead and cook it for a little bit longer. So while it's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 piece of the lemon that I had. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get all the juice out. And I'm going to save the other half for when it's done and it's on the table ready to be served. So all the juice is out. You can go ahead and stir it up a little bit more. You will notice that it is starting to get brown, that little brown golden color. You guys can see the chicken is pretty much done. It has that nice golden color. In some areas, it's a little burnt, just how I like it. I'm going to keep stirring it a little bit. And that's it. It's pretty much done. All right, guys, here's my final product. I'm serving it with brown rice today. There's a bunch of different ways that you guys can eat it. You can have tacos, white rice. Sometimes I even eat it with potatoes. But today I'm serving it with brown rice. I have my lemon on the side ready. So when I sit down, I can just drizzle it all over. And that's pretty much it. Fast, easy. It tastes amazing. Go ahead and comment below if you guys have any suggestions, questions, and I'll see you guys next time.